Hello and happy Flip It Friday. This is Beth Myers of Arrival Coaching. I'm a law of attraction coach, a mentor, and a speaker. And welcome to Flip It Friday here on Facebook Live. So I invite you to join the weekly conversation and to help us flip perspectives. Flip the perspectives on topics, music lyrics, the roles that we play in life, and help raise our vibration to embrace our emotional guidance system, or our EGS, and to be real. And we also want to be able to know that we're going to delve further into how to create, and create by being real, which I term as real empowerment allows love. And today we're going to talk about create by learning to let go and detach while holding your vision to of the other side. And so let me see if I can turn the music off there. And I get so excited by music and energy. And I am so excited to see so many of you here today live with us. So I see Kim and I see Suli and Betty. Hello. And thank you so much for taking time to join in on the live conversation today as we talk about creating with detachment. So I have inspiration this week from The Greatest Showman again. And I picked another song from The Greatest Showman because that song or that movie just inspired me with the messages that have come through, and going through things in my family's home with my sisters recently, came across lots of records, and we saw lots of show tune records and musicals, and it just fits with the love of listening for the messages that comes from music and also from movies. So today's song is from The Greatest Showman, The Other Side. So it's like, what do you mean by the other side? You know, we're going to talk about #create for what we desire in our lives. And the lyrics that speak to me from the song The Other Side is, out of the drudgery and walls you keep in, so trade that typical for something colorful. And then it goes on to say, do you want to get away from the same old part you got to play? Which goes right along with those roles that we play in life, and really stepping into being real. Real empowerment allows love. So I see that Susan has joined. Hey, Susan, so glad that you are here with us. Excellent. So are you guys ready to play a little bit today? Because what we're going to do is create what you desire from the steps that we talked about from last week, which was create with focus and fun. And you can find that video on my YouTube channel, Arrival Coaching, or you can find it on the Facebook videos of Arrival Coaching. So a lot of times we get hung up on the details. We feel like we have to orchestrate and create what we want by pushing, by worrying, feeling like it's hard work, or feeling like we're getting discouraged, that it's never going to happen. And I see Suli saying, yes, she agrees with that, because I think we've all been there. Hey, Sue, so glad that you're joining in with us as well. So we're talking about how to create without that energy of it being hard work, of it being where it worries us all the time, or feeling like it's never going to happen. So come with me to the other side today and look at the steps for creating with detachment. So let's see here. Challenges of the other side to expansion, because that's what we really want to focus on today, is we're going to look at the contraction that happens and then moves to the expansion for us to be able to create with detachment. So when I look at #create with detachment, it's a way to create possibilities and to not be attached to them. When I learned about the 7 essential laws from Christy Whitman and the law of detachment, I thought, that's easy. That's not a hard one. Well, I was misguided. This #create with detachment interacts with the #create with focus and fun, because it allows us to open up to the possibilities, to see ourselves as dreamers and imagine those possibilities, not to cling to the outcomes, not determining what the how, the why, the when, the where, or trying to control things to make it happen. This is something that only creates contraction, and it's not a space to receive from. So let's talk about how to get to the other side, and let's explore that. So we've got the first thing to create with detachment is think about these questions. Is what is something that you would like to create in your life? So if you want to type that in the comments, in the chat, if you're here live, if you're watching the replay, I invite you to type that in, and I will take a look at that and respond to that. I would just love to get the energy going around what it is that you're desiring to create in your life. Do you feel blocked by your attachment to the how, what, when, and where? And are you ready to release that energy that keeps you stuck in that role sometimes that doesn't feel like how you'd like it to be? Maybe that role as a partner, maybe that role as a mother, as a father, as a teacher, as a colleague in your work. So think about that, and let's think about what it is that you do want. So now that you got that thought in mind, maybe you've written it down. Hey, Alamada, so glad to see that you're joining in today too. Kim is weighing in on her thing that she'd like to create, which is more travel. Awesome, Kim. Thanks for sharing. So the first thing to play with that energy is to be clear on what you want. So, what is it that you want more of with that travel? Is it being able to travel 5 times a year? Is it being able to travel 10 times a year? Is it being able to travel by land? Is it being able to travel by air or by sea or by all of those? Maybe you want to create a better relationship with someone. Maybe you want to create having a pet or to release some weight. A new vehicle, a new home. Sue, I know you mentioned about going with your daughter to look for homes last week. And, the clarity that we can gain on what it is that we do want, that's where we start with imagining and dreaming. I dreamed of being right where I am now, being able to work from home, having a career that is portable and flexible, and being able to travel more and see the country and see people and meet up with people. And, that's something that I was really clear on, and we were really clear on, probably in the last 3 years, really bringing more clarity to what that looks like. Instead of it being a dartboard that was really huge with, we were hitting the outskirts and we were finding different things and playing with that and saying, no, that one doesn't quite work. No, that one doesn't quite work. And being able to know what it is that we did desire. And the second thing that is important is kind of what Sully is referring to when she just said that she wants to create true essence and freedom and flow. And you're talking about the energies that you want to create in your life. And that's beautiful, Sully, because that's the next step that we're going to go into, is imagining what that feels like when you receive that. It doesn't have to be necessarily knowing all the ins and outs, does it? It's really about that essence. And, my essence for wanting to be able to work from home and have a career that was portable and flexible was to be able to have that freedom to travel, that freedom to connect with people as I desired to be able to create income that can sustain us, to allow Kim to be able to work with me, not us going our separate ways and working separately at this point in time. So a lot of it is getting into that space of what life will be like when you receive that thing that you desire or something even better. So what is that feeling that you're wanting to create? So Sully, thank you so much for sharing that energy and that desire of what you're wanting to create. And can you be even more specific of what it is that you want at the end of with that freedom, with that essence of flow as well. And you're saying travel would definitely be a part of that. Awesome. Awesome. Because that's really helping to create that clarity, to create without attachment. Now, again, there can be that challenge there because a lot of times we try and figure out, well, how can I micromanage that? How can I, get this to work so that then this will work and then this will work? And a lot of times it's just really opening up and being that dreamer. Sue, I would love to know for you with traveling to Ireland, what it was for you that helped create that dream coming true for you, not just one time, but multiple times. What helped you get into that space? What was that feeling that you were desiring with that travel to Ireland? Since we're talking about travel today, feel free if anybody else wants to jump in and type in some of the things that you desire. And what is that essence? What are those feelings that you want to feel when you achieve that goal? That's a really big piece of opening up to receive, to create without attachment. That's that other side of feeling like you're going to stay in that cage, or you feel like a caged animal pacing back and forth because you want to create something, but you're waiting for it. When's it going to happen? How's it going to happen? Oh, I don't know. Am I going to have enough money to do it? When that happens, it's creating that constriction. And what we do is we don't see that there's a key there. The key is there, which is really opening up, playing with that energy. We can't create from that lower vibration when we constrict and we're worried about how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen, how we're going to get there with the funds to be able to fuel that, to be able to be there. So one of the things that I encourage you to do for the third step is to share gratitude and release. Once you're clear on what it is you want and the feeling of what it's going to be like when you achieve what you are desiring, it's being able to write it down or to say it to the universe. To say to the universe, you help me decide the right details on how to deliver that to me. Think of the universe as a messenger, like the UPS driver that shows up at your door with a package, or the FedEx person that shows up at your door with a package, or the mail person that shows up with something in your mailbox. They're the messenger. They're like the universe bringing you what you've ordered. You've ordered something from Amazon, you've ordered something somewhere, or you've said to the universe, this is what I desire. And it'll be amazing what shows up in your mailbox. It might just be a check that you haven't counted on, that you were surprised and delighted when you got that check in the mail from something that you had kind of put in the background because you weren't worried about it. You weren't focused on it, of when's that going to come and how am I going to use that money? It's keeping that openness and allowing for the universe to be that messenger that delivers it to you exactly how, when, and with the details that only the universe knows. So if you have anything that you'd like to share with an example or a situation of when gratitude has helped you and releasing your desire to the universe, something that you've created, I would love to know. I want to share with you something. I went to a mental health awareness event at our local middle school yesterday. And I was talking with the students and the staff about, some of the events that they had all week long and that the high school was also doing, and helping to bring that awareness for outlets for your emotions, for your feelings in different ways to be helpful, not to be hurtful. So one of the things that they talked about is they had, sand, like a sand kind of tray, I guess. They had dance, they had art, they had music, yoga, an alpaca, which reminded people about the power of healing with animals and connecting with that touch. And they also had bubbles and sidewalk chalk. And, I was talking to some of the staff and they were skeptical about, oh my gosh, these kids in middle school, they're really going to like blowing bubbles. Well, the kids had some of the most joyful responses to blowing those bubbles and releasing them. And I thought about, wow, what a powerful thing, not just for the kids, but for the adults that were witnessing that and then took part in it. Because being able to release that vision, that dream of releasing back into that joy, that freedom, that abundance, connecting back with your inner child of what something you did as a kid that brought that energy and lightness to that moment. And that's what sharing gratitude and releasing, how it pulls it all together to create without detachment. You take that bubble, you form it with your dream, with what you're wanting to create, and then you blow it out into the universe. And trust that the universe hears you. It hears your whispers. It hears your gratitude. It hears what you are desiring, and it wants to bring it to you. So the more clear you can be on that and know the energy behind that, it's going to help bring it to you with great clarity. So I see Leslie has joined. Thank you so much for joining in today, Leslie. We've just talked about 3 steps that can help you with creating with detachment, which goes into expanding on the law of detachment and helping that become more real to us. Kim is saying, I do vision boards, go shopping to define exactly what I want, tell everyone what I dream of, and somehow it works. I never question the timing or the finances. Kim, thank you so much. And I have seen that show up in your life, in our life, so many different times. And that is just beautiful. Thank you so much, because, it's really getting to know exactly what it looks like, what it feels like, and be in that energy of excitement like a kid on Christmas who's already gone through the Sears catalog and the wish book to say, I want this, and I want this, and I want that, and bringing that energy behind it. So a way to help seal that energy is the power of affirmations. And I learned about affirmations originally from Louise Hay and some of the cards that she has, like, I am beautiful and everybody loves me. I am safe to look within. Things like that. And yesterday at the mental health awareness table, they had a table to do some art with affirmations. And I added music. I asked kids to tell me, what's your go-to song? What's your empowerment song that helps you believe in the things that you desire to have? And it was just a beautiful synergy and caused a lot of energy and excitement. And so that power of affirmations, I am powerful. I ask for what I desire to create, and the universe delivers it to me in perfect timing. What a beautiful affirmation to embrace and know that we are powerful. And when we pair that with asking the universe for what it is that we desire and trust that the universe will deliver it in perfect timing, there goes that detachment, right? There's that detachment. That's the other side. So let me see what a few of you are saying before we close up for today. Sully is saying, to be in tune with my ability to be open to receive the abundance that I believe we all deserve, to have a flow of perfect paying clients with the energy of heart-centered exchange. I had a big shift this week where I broke through a meltdown and came out the other side. First, by recognizing my ability to choose consciously, then heaps of gratitude lifted me high above the funk. In fact, it dissolved the funk. Gratitude is so powerful. Beautiful, Sully. Thank you so much for sharing your experience and the energy around that. Sue is sharing with us when I asked her about how she manifested going to Ireland several times. She said, when I began my journey to Ireland was to meet my blood relatives and to find my roots. I continue to go because I find such peace there. That is so beautiful, Sue. And I know that you continue to create possibilities and opportunities to be able to continue to go back and be where you continue to feel that peace and that energy. And I see that continuing to occur for you. Yes, Leslie, Louise Hay, love her affirmations. So remember, that the way that you can create with detachment is following those few things that we just explored today. And just as music is energy and vibration, remember that we are too. You can embrace that power to create what you desire in your life to thrive and not just survive. And you can do that with detachment. So until next Friday at noon Eastern Time, remember to be well, be true, and be you. Thanks for joining. Take good care. Love you.